ready.
She's off the track. She's off the track. 3 laps. Yes, I've won. Oh, total Dukes of Hazzard move. That one's way worse.
Is it? I kind of like it better.
It's not going to stay on the track. Not with me. Let's just say I win.
Because you picked the car that has the most amount of weight and the least amount of turns.
Does not have any weight. It's a Mustang. Hey everybody, welcome to 14 Minutes of Fame. I am James Bradford.
And I'm Caroline Ritchie.
And this is the military version of 14 Minutes of Fame. Right?
I guess so.
Which we're going to call out all the military guys, especially a guy named John, who just sold us, what's it called?
The El Toro No-Go.
Which is a 1966 four-door Chevy 2 Nova with a small block Chevy in it and a 5-speed transmission.
I don't even have any words. This car is very interesting. So today we're going to be talking about our 3 cars that we somehow accomplished to obtain in a 4-day period. And you want to talk about that?
Yes. Once we had a smashed 1970 Mustang, and that project had basically been killed by a tree limb smashing the roof in. I started looking for a new project and came across these Camaros that were not far away, and one was a 1971 split bumper Camaro, and that was the primary car, and there was a parts car for it, which was a 73 Camaro, which has a fairly, really great driver quality interior in it, complete. So from dash all the way to back seat, really great. So a lot of good parts. Actually, this guy, once we got there, the deal just got better and better.
Yeah, so after the whole death of the Wickster, you really kind of had a hot pursuit on something new. And these Camaros have been online for a good little while. I'm really surprised they didn't sell, to be honest with you. But we showed up. You were kind of just like, we're going to go for it. And we showed up, and this guy showed us the one car, the complete shell that is the shell we're going to use. Mm-hmm. And then he just took us into his backyard, and it was like Parts City, USA. He had a parts car, so there's our 2 cars, and an extra set of doors on top of the set of doors that are on the car and on the parts car. Because the parts car is sort of complete. The interior is complete in it. All the trim, everything we got at least 3 cars were parted out. Like, he had enough parts, like boxes kept coming out. We had 2 trucks full of parts for these cars. Doors, front ends, lights, bumpers, everything to put this car together. And I tried to talk myself. Really, I was like 50-50, I'm going to buy this car. This was like the first time I went, and I really had that attitude where, it's not that far away. I'm not driving 4 or 5 hours. We drove an hour away. We got there, and I looked at it, and I was like, this is such a good deal. I can't leave it here. And you were laughing at me because you thought there was some way that I might walk away from it. But the car that he was restoring, the 71, very solid car. I'm really surprised that we got the deal we did with it. So you don't ever walk away from things in general, but especially when it's A, either a good deal, or B, if it's just a cool old car. Like, I still will continue to bring this saying up, and I know I've said it before in a podcast. James literally told me, he's like, I have never been to look at a car and not bought it. And I was like, he was like, this might be the first car I walk away from. And I was like, okay, whatever you say.
Yeah, whatever.
I called you on your BS the moment you said that to me before we even went and looked at the car. But we rolled up, and I was very impressed. I thought the car was a lot crappier, honestly, because it had been online for so long. And the fact that it's it's actually not somewhat, it is a desirable car. Yeah. And a lot of people like them, the split bumper, Camaros in general. And these Camaros are really hot right now and are just getting hotter. And it's a great looking car. It's, everything that American Muscle is, and it was right. It came out right when, American Muscle started to die, honestly. And everybody loves this car, and I kind of fell in love with it too. I love Camaros, but I have a real soft spot for these Camaros. And seeing it, I was like, you have to buy this.
Yeah.
Like, with everything it has. And honestly, we didn't even know what we were buying until we actually paid the guy, because he just kept coming out with like little red radial flyer wagon full of parts.
I could not believe how much trim work came with that, and just we're going to be selling Camaro parts we're going to be vending Camaro parts at the trades, at the swap meets for a while.
Well, this is going to be awesome because
once we're done with our project,
it's going to be a good example of a budget build, sort of, because we have everything for the car. And I know a few people who do have these, and they don't usually have a lot of parts for them like this. I've never seen a deal like this, especially with these Camaros. So I was truly impressed, and I'm really excited to get on it because the parts we have are great. It's not like they're, okay. Like, he's got all kinds of patch panels and pretty much everything. The only thing he doesn't have is floor pans, and yes, it does need floor pans. We got a great cowl hood. Mm-hmm. We now have a power plant. We have everything to put this car together, and I'm really excited. Like, we thought the Roadrunner was going to be, fun and easy to somewhat accomplish, but this is going to be flawless, knock on wood. But
I think we have a home for that silver paint that I have too. So
yeah, I'm excited. That's going to be a lot of fun.
We might get paint on this car in a budget build. So
it's not going to be nice, but it's going to look good from far away.
Yeah, we can make it a 25-footer.
Yeah.
That's not bad. 25-footer's not bad. So, well, I was going to kind of shelf this for a while, but then our buddy John today put the El Toro No-Go, which is
Spanish for Chevy.
No, Nova.
Nova?
Nova is no-go.
Oh, she said Chevy.
Yeah, it's not Chevy. No-go.
Nova
Is Nova.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
So,
anyway, point blank, we went and bought this car that was plasti dipped, and that's not very good anymore. But plasti dipped orange and black.
Yeah, it's a funny car. I mean, we're definitely going to do a burnout in that car.
It's got bull horns.
Yeah, it's got horns on it. We're definitely going to be a gnarly burnout in that car and go for a nice test drive in it before we tear it apart, because we're going to take the powertrain out of that. We're going to take the transmission, everything. We're probably going to have to replace the transmission. He said the second and third gear was jacked up in it. So we may have to do some stuff to that tranny to get it right. Might be calling the boys from Land Speed to help us out with that, because Mike kind of knows those transmissions. So, but to make this a really good budget build, I really got John. Thank you very much. You're the man. That's why I'm wearing this helmet for you. Old school. Okay. But 4-door, it's really a sweet ride. It's not bad at all. I hate to be tearing it up, but the trunk lid's really good. The fenders on the car are really not too bad. All the parts on that car if I don't use them on my 66 Nova, I can vend these parts at a trade show, at a swap meet. So we know we're going to get a lot of our money back at swap meets for some of these cars, which is going to make the budget go down on them. As far as what we spend. So I like that,
Well, you're really giddy about it because of the fact that you can harvest parts for it for, the Camaro, but also for your 66 that you want to do a full restoration on. And it's got a lot of great parts for you. I mean, some of the stuff won't work, but a bulk of it will. And, I don't know. It's really nice so it can be multi-purpose in this situation.
Well, just say like the speedometer that I got with my 66, my SS, is full of dirt. Just sitting out in the desert forever.
Yeah.
So it's dry, but it's full of dirt. This one still works. Like all the gauges still work in the car.
Oh,
all
really?
the switches, everything. The light switches. So this car we can still use all those parts for my restoration if I want to do that. So, just taking that dash out, you can sell that dash for $200 or $300 pretty easily. So, so we're going to be able to get a lot of money back out of this car.
That's really exciting. Yeah, it is. It is a goofy car. We have bought a couple of goofy cars in the past, but this is just that's
you
up
can
there.
find a picture and put it on there if people.
Oh, I'm definitely putting a picture. It's awesome. Like his wife Beverly was like looking around for the nose ring after we bought it. We were putting it on the trailer, and she's like, "It's got to have the nose ring. It's got to have the nose ring."
The car has a nose ring. It's literally they made a bull out of it. It's pretty funny. And they were doing a Lemons race with it. That's what they built it for, and it had some problems and they weren't able to make it.
I think they had 2 failed attempts. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they had 2 failed attempts. Yeah. They went in on it with some friends of theirs, and then he got deployed, and that's kind of where we came in.
Well, he's got really another cool project going on in his garage. Unfortunately, I think we would probably be really good friends if he hung out around here. I hope to stay friends with him. Obviously, just it's going to be probably a long distance, thing where I'll try to text him pictures and stuff when we're starting to work on the Nova. But he's getting deployed over up to, or not deployed, but he's having to move to Kentucky, and I think that's why we got the car fairly cheap. So
yeah, I'm excited to just tear into it because it is funny, and I'm also excited to see all the things that were kind of pieced together. That's always
it's going to happen now. I'm going to tell you this car is going to be, it's going to go together quick. When we get started on it, we're going to do it very quick. I'm going to try to get it done. I'd like to say literally paint and metal everything in 20 days.
I keep hearing all these things about how Chevys are easy to do because they're simple, or they're this, they're that, whatever. I've never built one or really spent a lot of time working on one to really comprehend that. So I'm really excited to kind of get introduced to that, because after doing the Mopar, that wasn't terribly difficult. We
didn't do the wiring and we didn't do all that stuff. We had some guys come in and help us, but with everything on a Chevy, it is so simple. Like Mike said, one wire, to run the alternator, or, the small block just runs forever. If you keep cooling in it and you keep oil in it, they're just great, and they're easy to tune. You're going to enjoy it.
Well, I've been enjoying working on my 2005 LS Chevy truck, so I can only imagine, it has been a breeze, because I've owned a Ford truck and a Chevy truck, and I definitely prefer working on the Chevy a lot more. I do enjoy that they're somewhat low maintenance, so I'm really excited to get into this. Didn't you say, though, on that 350 that's in the El Toro that it has 305 heads? Is that what you're saying?
He put 305 heads on it. They lapped the valves and did some work to it. They freshened up, put new rings in the motor, and I think they checked all the bearings, made sure all the clearances were good, and everything was tight. And it's a 4-bolt main block, and they put some 305 heads on it, I guess, to try to up the compression. I'm curious to know how it feels once we get it running and driving and see what that does, because I've never done that to a 350 or a small block Chevy. So I don't know, 350 with the 305 heads. We'll see what happens. It should do something. I've read a little bit about it, and he's not the first one to do it. So
it's definitely going to be an adventure for sure. Again, I'm really excited to start putting together a Chevy, but this Camaro is going to be so badass. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with it.
We're nearing the end.
We are nearing the end. We have to call it a day. Do you want to do another race?
Yeah.
You got it in you?
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to lose. I think
do you want me to give you a head start?
I don't need a head start. My car's definitely faster than yours.
All right.
I'm driving a Charger. Of course my car's better than yours.
1968 Charger. We'll put my Mustang on. Here we go. All right, this is it. All right, you line it up. 3 laps. First one to win. First one to get the 3 laps.
Oh, you got to clean up the podcast equipment.
Oh, I'm not clean. All right. We got to thank our sponsors real quick. That'd be Fuel Clothing, the Bike Dr. Hilton Head, Rebels Navy.
Oh, I bought him down.
Rebels Navy. I'm doing a burnout over here. Carolina Towing. And Land Speed Automotive.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to HHWheels.
I'm coming. Oh, here we go. The girl. You know what I'm talking about.
Today, Junior.
Napoleon Dynamite.